Coffee table tech. This is some of the stuff I use here in Spain. A quick run along. You know what this is. It's a cordless phone. That's the base station for the phone, but instead of connecting to a phone line, because I haven't got one of them, it connects to the internet via a network cable. That's my router, but it's not a router like you'd have in the UK. It's one that connects to a cable that goes up into a control room in the building. That is Samsung SmartThings. It does home automation. I'll deal with more of that in the months to come. So this month we've started decorating our own bungalow because we're selling it, and I can't even light myself properly because above me there's bits of wire hanging out the ceiling because we've taken all the lights down to decorate. However, we're going to move you over to Wallasey now, and at Denton Drive Frank has been there because there'd been some peculiar plumbing out of the bathroom upstairs where the pipes ran down around the corner and into the side path and into a drain there. Seemed totally nonsensical to me, so we've put it where it should be, into the soil pipe in the back garden. So Frank has been up a ladder putting that where it should be. And I'm going to take you back to Spain now, because Azahar 1, the building block we're in, has a nice outlook, has a lot of things going for it. So let's take a quick look at that. And also some of the businesses that are along the street. I did say some time ago, I think it was last year, that property businesses were springing up. So although we've got new places to eat and drink, we've got new property businesses as well. So I hope they all do very well indeed. The big shop frontage belonging to the DGM group, that's kind of closed down. We had 9 or 10 of their vans in the street. Now you don't see them at all. It looks like they might have gone the same way as Servicom did. I usually like to try and show you one of our favourite places in Marina d'Or area. Christina's is a place I've mentioned before, and I've got some pictures of Ruth and I sitting there having a drink. I'd also like to take you back to last year because I've got a little It's a Small World story. This is a picture from Christina's in January 2017. 2 models that were with us on a photo, we do these photo shoot trips. 2 of the models that were sitting with us in Christina's, one of them, her name is Demi, so model, a carer, and what else? Well, as it turned out, a good cook. She stayed with the photographer, with Parkinson's, in Steve Bushby's apartment, and she invited us all around several nights while we were there, and she cooked a meal for us. So Demi, well done, you're a great cook. And her dad, yes, I know him too. This is the small world thing. Her dad is my electrician, and you've seen him on these videos if you've been looking closely, because he recently was pictured putting in a cooker at Kirkdale, Liverpool, and also doing some wiring of new double sockets in the house in Wallasey. So that's father and daughter both been featured in the Maythorn Monthly. So you're chained to the kitchen for the night, are you?
traffic flash for drivers in North Shropshire. Due to a serious accident on the A483 Oswald Street bypass, the road is blocked between the turn-off for the Orthopaedic Hospital and the A495 Whittington Road. Diversions are in operation. That's a serious accident on the A483 Oswald Street bypass. If you're anywhere near there, please do avoid the area. Welcome to the Brian Smart Show for a Monday evening, another week of the show, and it's brought to you with the Wrexham Lager Beer Company. Choose Wrexham Lager, your local hero.
Yes! Motor Sound! I think it's most enjoyable. Listen to it all day and work.
A good day to sort out any minor problems. Whatever you do with your day, Saturday, March the 21st, enjoy it, won't you? It's Marcher Sound, of course, the station that more and more people are tuning to these days, and it's nice to have you there. Good morning to you.
Hello, Marcher Action. Can I help you?
The highest new entry this week was Janet Jackson, new in at number 5, and Let's Wait a While. At 4 up from 18, The Beastie Boys and Fight for Your Right to Party. At number 3, Jackie Wilson, I Get the Sweetest Feeling. At 2, Boy George and Everything I Own. And this week's number 1, last week's number 2, Mel and Kim and Respectable.
Marcher Sound. It's great.
We had some great times with Guy Starkey and his wife Claire, and I hope she's okay. Went to parties at Guy's house and so on, so that was a bit sad that somebody much younger than most of my friends has already passed away. The radio archives have come to a halt at the moment. This fine piece of machinery, which is quite old, has developed a motor fault, so I'm having to wait to get that fixed. In the meantime, there are a few things, as you probably gathered, on video, but you can't go much back beyond the 80s with video because there wasn't a consumer video system available. I think in the 70s you had to have 8mm or more professional 16mm film cameras. Anyway, I'm back in my media room, as you can probably gather, and the house next door, sorry, bungalow, we're all in bungalows along this lane, has finally been finished, and we have the last chapter of that. Now the tenants have moved in. And these were the final shots of the bungalow after all the work was done, or so I thought. They'd rendered what were wooden panels by the front door. They'd put a very nice new front door on. All the glazing's new, the roof's new, everything's new. And with a few days to go before the tenants were due to move in, some decorators turned up. And look what they did to this traditional brick-built bungalow. I had a quick look around the bungalow before that happened, and I've never seen so many downlighters per room, and every room had exactly the same downlighters. And in case you want to know what they look like, they put them on the outside as well. And right at the front of the driveway there's a PIR which detects movement, so the place lights up like Blackpool illuminations on a regular basis every night. Can you hover at that height out of interest? There, no, yeah, there, yeah. Oh, and get recording again. Because that's more or less level with our faces now. Don't come too close to me, I'm scared. But yeah, the noise is too high, of course. But, oh, hi. Yeah, so how easy is it to, for instance, track someone walking if they walk across the car park? Have you got enough control to follow me? Right. You want me to try it? Oh, okay. Right. I'm going to walk across the car park, followed by a drone. This is interesting. This is the Swan's Farmer Shop, and he watches us on CCTV, so he'll no doubt be entertained by this. And I could walk backwards while Colin comes over and watch those cars. Okay, stop. Thank you. That's close enough. Thank you very much. And back to you. this way. Was it still recording, or has it stopped again? Well, that's something anyway. Okay, you may land. Splendid. So I've been getting all hot and bothered, shifting tons of rubble, old slates and tiles and plasterboard and anything else you can think of, wood, bits of kitchen unit. Been taking them out of this cottage in Flintshire, and we've more or less got it cleared now, and the double glazing company are moving in to put the new windows and doors in. Been looking forward to that for quite a long time, but they've been made in Germany. They take a while, but they're finally here. So we're going to get out of the house, and of course our new toy we're going to take to the air and see what we can see with the drone. When you're busy working inside houses, the garden goes to pot. It only takes a couple of months and the whole place is overgrown. We have various challenges. Up in Wallasey we've got buddleia growing out of all the walls. It cracks the walls and splits them apart, and there's some pretty bad damage been done already. We have to try and get rid of that buddleia. Ivy, that has a habit of climbing up and getting into your bricks and mortar. Some people say that's a good thing. I don't believe it is. And then there's just general weeds. In my own back garden we had a tarpaulin down to stop things growing while we were working on the house inside. A couple of months ago I needed the tarpaulin, so I took it away, and you wouldn't believe how quickly everything just grew. So gardening, hate it, but I don't have anyone else to do it, so it has to be me eventually. This is the selfie stick I've been using this month. I can tell you that at an angle it goes in the new minimum sized Ryanair bag that you can take on the plane, because I've taken this abroad with my camera in that particular bag. It's pretty useful, and of course once you, let me just extend this if I can do it without dropping it, right, so you can actually extend the selfie stick generally to quite a great length. I've got a camera looking at me now on a tripod, but I could also extend this pole out to where the camera is. It does reach the camera position I've got now. the lighting side of it, which I talk about but never in detail, and getting sun coming through the window. If I stand back a bit more, I've lost that. So all these things are critical, but needing to use artificial lighting in a studio situation is best avoided. Outdoor shots are great. So before we go any further, let's look back over the summer at Marina d'Or and the beach, which is called Playa Las Templarias, I believe. It's the one closest to us. And here's just some nice long shots as we head into the 4K section of the Maythorn Monthly. Right, so now I've come out into the sun and I'm walking around with this pole. You can see the new glazing of the Trithen terraced house behind. I'm walking up the garden and you'll see more and more of the rubbish. The lighting will now change as I go under the tree, and there we are. That's the shot that I normally take. I've no idea if I'm in shot on the camera. I'll just move it about a bit, but normally I look on my phone screen to see what it's shooting, but once you get out in the sun that becomes difficult. So there's all these compromises, but I still managed to knock up a video. I hope you enjoy it. See you next month. Parque Ribalta at Castellón de la Plana, and I'm just wasting a few hours here. And everywhere I film I seem to get some kind of interruption. Today it's the birds that are being fed behind me. I have to say that it's a good thing here. They don't feed them bread, which isn't good for them. They're feeding them lettuce.
Por la